Hey Buns, well it's been slightly over a month since the release of Dawntrail and we're all settling in to the new expansion, so I figured I'd make a video to help some of y'all who've got to level 100, you finished the main story quest, now you're standing around thinking, well, now what? Well, have you considered doing it again? Yes, more 100. Dawntrail offers a pretty good mount reward for getting all of your battle jobs to 100. It's the Outrunner mount, which has special actions for happy, sad, mad, and disorienting static, just in time for raiding. You also have role quests to do, which will unlock the ability to dye your job-specific artifact gear. So basically, it's mandatory if you're me. If you do want to level more jobs to 100, consider pairing that goal with shared fate farming. You can access this window in the travel menu to keep track of your progress with fates. This shows how many fates you've completed in an area. Higher ranks mean you can buy more kinds of stuff from the local bicolor gemstone trader. That is the currency that you will gain as you fate farm. Now this is optional, it's just for mounts, pets, minions, orchestrion rolls, that kind of thing, some of which will go for a pretty good price on the market board. For example, getting rank 4 in Urko Pacha will give you the right to buy the Alpaca Crya minion for 700 gemstones. And you might be wondering, well, why did the Alpaca Crya? because he couldn't handle the sheer pressure. Or it's a baby. You know, it's a baby alpaca. Unlocking all shared fate ranks will give you access to the gemstone traders in the main cities who will sell you exclusive items like the neon parasol for 500 bicolor gemstones. They will also allow you to trade your gemstones for new Turali bicolor gemstone vouchers, which can be sold on the market board for big money. Around 140k each on my server. Why are they worth so much? Well, because the new adorable sugar glider mount can be purchased from Edelina in Mordona for 500 Turali bicolor gemstone vouchers. If that sounds like a lot of vouchers, it is. Since it costs 100 bicolor gemstones to buy one Turali bicolor gemstone voucher, wow, that is a mouthful. Let's just call it TBC. Oh, great. Now it's Burning Crusade in my head. Anyway, you need 500 TBCs to buy the mount. That is 50,000 gemstones or at least 3,000 fates. Done to grind this mount. Or, you know, you could be rich or ask your sugar daddy or mama to buy you the sugar glider because it can be bought and sold on the market board. It's going for 100 million gil right now on Phoenix. Of course, before you can even consider farming fates, you might want to go unlock your ether currents so you can fly in Dawntrail zones. Your ether compass has been moved to collections, by the way. If you're very lazy, maybe you can convince someone to chauffeur you around with a multi-seater mount, taking you from one current to the next. But that can be a tedious process, so don't be surprised if they say no. I mean, would you want to do that ether? After getting flying unlocked, it will be much easier for you to participate in hunts. You need to unlock this with the level 90 quest, A New Dawn, A New Hunt in Tuliolol. These reward gil, XP, and fabulous prizes like mounts, the minions, chocobo bardings, and more. But best of all, hunts are a solid, low-effort way to cap your heliometry tomestones every week without ever setting foot in a dungeon. Yes, heliometry are the best tomes currently. Those are the ones you need to buy pre-raid, best in slot, eye level 720 gear. More on gearing in a little bit, but to participate in a hunt, first you will need to reach 2nd Lieutenant with your Grand Company, do a bunch of quests, let the hunt begin from your Grand Company. Elite and Dangerous is another quest you need to do. Then you'll be able to find a series of blue quests by the hunt board in Tuliolol, which will unlock the different tiers of hunt bills and get you started. Back there, you can also access the Sack of Nuts vendor. Yes, it's time to get your hands on some nut sacks as well as tomestones. To join a hunt train, there are many discords, but I personally joined the Faloop Discord where you can be pinged when one of these is about to start on your data center. Once you have hunted down a train, make sure to join a party for full kill credit. Type in chat LFG hunt, and it's as easy as just following the swarm of people from one map marker to the next one. Don't want to fiddle with Discord notifications? That's fine. Just ask around for an invite once you're there to an in-game link shell for hunts. One full train right now is almost enough to cap your tomes for the week. So for those players who might not have a lot of time to play, that may really fit the bill. Get it? Because of the bill star. Another efficient way to cap on weekly heliometry tomes, which again you want for the uberest gear you can get without raiding, is of course the expert roulette, which rewards you big tomes for daily completion. After finishing the Dawntrail story, you'll have 2 side dungeons to unlock in order for your expert roulette to become available. Go look for a blue quest called It Belongs in a Museum in Ouh Lala for the first one, and the second one in Solution 9, the blue quest Something Stray in the Neighborhood. Dungeon bosses are especially fun in Dawntrail, though I did think one of them was kind of a prick. You can earn up to 450 heliometry tomestones per week to buy gear from Zircon in Solution 9. He also sells eye-level 700 aesthetics tome gear with no weekly cap, which drops from tons of different kinds of content like roulettes. By the way, rare minions can also drop in dungeons, like the manatee baby minion, which I really need. Once I get mine, I'm going to name him Hugh and put him in my island sanctuary. So that way it'll be a habitat for humanity. Of course, grinding tomestones can take time. And what if you want to gear up quick? After the main story quest, you're probably sitting there with a mishmash of rewards, some quest rewards and dungeons. Maybe you're still wearing your job gear. Who can blame you? You look amazing. The job gear is really good this time. While this gear is serviceable for a lot of stuff, even some extreme trials, there are significant power gains to be had from getting better gear. One of these ways is with the new crafted gear that just came out with the release of the new Savage tier. This gear is not only a whopping 710 eye level, but is also special because it's the only kind of equipment that can be melded with materia past its limited slots. So you can put up to 5 materia in each piece, but keep in mind, pentamelding is not for the faint of heart. The crafted gear is called Archeo Kingdom and can be bought on the market board. However, if this gear is too pricey for you, maybe after you broke the bank on that sugar glider worth, you can take matters into your own hands by leveling up your crafters to 100, unlocking the script exchange vendor in Solution 9, buying the Master Recipe 11 books, and crafting that gear yourself. Of course, crafting itself is a huge rabbit hole you can fall into this game that I won't spool out the details of here today, but you might be pleasantly surprised to find how in-depth, crazy in-depth this part of the game is. Crafting is super accessible these days and you might get hooked on it. I know people that play the game only to do crafting, actually. If you need a little boost to help level your crafters past 90, make sure you do the Dawntrail specific crafting quest lines that are unlocked early on in the main story quest in Ouh Lala. There's a blue quest there called Rot in Wachumeki, and that would be your first stop. Now that you got yourself some decent gear, the most reasonable thing to do is destroy it by dying repeatedly 1,000 different ways in endgame content. Yes, you'll finally be able to do the extreme and savage raids. From this point on, I definitely recommend you look up some guides and familiarize yourself with what you're getting yourself into, because this is a hell of a lot harder than the previous MSQ content. Extreme trials can be unlocked by talking to Yoshi P's self-insert character, the Wandering Minstrel, in Ouh Lala, marked by a blue quest marker, and then joined by looking up prog parties in Party Finder. One weird trick you can do is make your own party and just write kill for a friend. But you're the friend. I'm just kidding. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. That's a joke. While this content might seem intimidating to someone new to raiding or socializing, I can assure you that if you're worried about how you're doing in there at all, you're better than most of the people that end up in Party Finder. It's really a perfect stepping stone for you getting into harder content, and it will help you reach new heights as a player. Especially if you can pick up the amazing mount rewards from these, the Wings of Ruin and Wings of Resolve, if you're lucky enough to see them drop. I also strongly recommend you go and unlock the raid series and go do it on normal mode. You can do this by heading to Solution 9 and look for the blue quest, A New Challenger Appears. This will unlock a quest line leading to a series of encounters that are incredible and also reward eye level 710 gear. Even on normal mode, these fights are really fun and have got the community abuzz. However, keep in mind you can only claim a single token per per boss per week, and some pieces, like a chess piece, needs 4 tokens, so plan accordingly. Once you finish the story version of the raids, you can look for another blue quest which will unlock the harder difficulty called Savage. These are much harder than the normal mode equivalent, so make sure you look up a guide before jumping into the party finder. This content rewards the best gear in the game, along with a special Savage only mount that drops from the final encounter. If you're self-conscious about your performance, consider unlocking the Spire of Trial. This is a striking dummy that you can set to the parameters of various Dawntrail fights to practice your rotation and check to see if you can pull your weight damage wise, assuming the boss stays completely still and doesn't move or attack you at all. Of course, if raiding really isn't for you, FF14 has a ton of little rabbit holes that you can fall into. Like housing is its own thing. You can clear out your side quests. You can even do your sightseeing log. I think for Dawntrail, it might be an especially good idea because the graphics update has made the world so beautiful. You can unlock that in Tuliyola. The quest is called Sights of the West. Worth looking into. What are you doing after reaching level 100? Or have you not got there yet, but you're just watching this video to prepare? Let me know what you're getting up to in Final Fantasy XIV now that you've reached level 100 and done with the main story quest. I myself took a lot of time going through the main story quest because I really like to absorb and think about everything as a lot. The story is a really big deal to me. So the next video, maybe not the next one, soon, at some point between now and the end of time, I'll be releasing a huge MSQ video where I talk about all of my thoughts and feedback for the Dawntrail main story. So please look forward to that. I'd like to also take a moment to thank all of my supporters on Patreon and on Twitch and Ko-Fi, especially my Omega Buns who support at the highest tier. That's Anti-Clockwise Els, Jeanette B, Pete Wilson, and Christoph Brock. Let me know how Dawntrail's going for you and what you're looking forward to next, what job you got to 100, and if you're thinking about leveling more, trying to go for that all battle jobs to 100 achievement. I think I probably will end up going for it because I did a similar thing in Shadowbringers and it was absolutely worth for the Amuro. If you liked the video, consider supporting the channel or leaving a comment. That can help a lot. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Just make sure you go into the encounter with an open mind and a willingness to admit your mistakes because you're not going to get these wings with a bad altitude. That did not work. Bad altitude? It doesn't even sound the same as attitude.